Hello friends, and welcome to today's box opening. So as you can see here, we have a draft booster of Kaldheim. We received our buy a box promo, so I'll show you that right now. So we get a foil full art Realm Walker. Nice looking card. Set that aside over there. And then we also have our Kaldheim promo pack, which I'll open at the end. You know, just in case the box doesn't go as nicely as planned, at least we have something that we can fall back on. We're gonna get this thing open. It is a bit thicker, the plastic, which is good. Alright, so we have Kaya on the box there with her phantom weapons, or whatever they're called. I'm sure there's probably some name. Alright, so we get Tybalt on our packs. So I'm hoping to maybe see, let's say a Phyrexian Vorniclax, maybe alternate art Valky, no. I mean, if we're going to shoot for the moon, might as well go all the way, right? Okay, so this is just like the packs I opened earlier, where the cards are kind of like in reverse order, which makes it hard to film it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change. I'm going to probably do it after this pack, so I'll flip it after this pack, but I'll try to rearrange the cards so it's easier to see. So without looking at it, so we get another Tricksters. We get our Tricksters God Heist. They do slide really easily. I will say, like the cardstock is very nice. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna get a foil in this pack, which is gonna kind of mess up our valuation. So here's an Merstrom Predator. So the stats are nice on this card. I just don't know if it's gonna end up being good enough. Like it's a tough one. It's a really nice card. I just don't know if the abilities are gonna be. You know, there's a lot of nice cards these days, and there's a lot of competition. So, all right. So our foil is Binding of the Old Gods. That is a very nice foil to open up in pack one. That is, I think, one of the best, if not best, uncommons in this, or uncommons in the set. So, very nice to get a foil. I mean, back in the day, that would have been like, oh, it's gonna be like an $8 foil right out the hop. But nowadays, I have no idea with the collector packs kind of messing with everything. All right, so let me just see. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough regardless of the way I do it. So I don't know what the best way to do this is, because the problem is you don't know what's gonna be in the packs. So they've kind of. I will say the quality of the cardstock is really nice. I know before, like, I used to have a hard time. They kind of get stuck, and you know, it's. I don't know. It seems to be like an ongoing kind of issue right now with the cardstock being. You know, kind of a sticking point for a lot of people, especially when it comes to like foils. So I don't know, this is going to be a better attempt. So there's our first uncommon. Oh no, sorry, that's my second uncommon. See, and we did get a alternate art card. So we got a Burgi, God of Storytelling. So that's pretty sweet. So this is the one that whenever you cast a spell, you get a red. It doesn't go away. So that card potentially has a really nice home. So I'm going to put this, actually leave that there because it's rare. All right, and then we get a foil, which is Disdainful Stroke. Though admittedly I'm not the biggest fan of this artwork. It's kind of Highland Forest. Okay, to go along with sorry, admittedly I'm not a big fan of the artwork. It's kind of I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Okay, I don't know how to do this without looking. Okay. I don't know. I still haven't figured out the best way to do that. End up flipping the cards over. All right. So we're just gonna go through these quickly because I want to get through the. All right. So we do get our my third Binding of the Old Gods. Second in this box, which is really nice. That's one I definitely want to get a playset of. And then we get Drauggr's Helm. And our rare is not that one. Okay, so that's Frostfire Arcanist. And our rare is another alternate art. So Sorrowwolf Realm Eater. So this is the one that kind of destroys a lot of stuff. Which is a cool card. I just don't know. I have no idea if it's going to be playable or not. I don't know. I find it's tough to evaluate cards these days because a lot of cards look good. Like the rate is good on that card. It's a 3/3 for 3. And, it gets +1 counters whenever they permanents put in the graveyard. But it's like, is that enough? Is it too slow? Is it... a lot of cards have a lot of text on them, but it's hard to tell whether it's actually going to be relevant or not. Alright, so let's see. Oh, there's new art for Village Rites. Disdainful Stroke. Alright, so we get Ascent of the Worthy there. And we get Rune of Mortality. Alright, looks like we're close to our rare. And there are uncommon land, and our rare is In Search of Greatness. So this one I think is really difficult to evaluate. And I know I've seen people talk about it already in terms of they don't know whether it's actually going to be good or not. And we get a Glacial Floodplain. Just because it's actually worse than I thought it was when I read it. For some reason I thought you were switching your deck or something for it, but it's just from your hand, right? The card comes in. So yeah, it requires a very specific setup, right? So I'd be surprised if it ended up being good enough, but I mean, I don't know, I didn't think Birthing Pod was that great either, so what do I know? I mean, the ability to scry 1 is nice. I mean, if you do look at it as like a scry 1 card, then it's probably pretty good, but I imagine decks that are playing it aren't going to just play it for the scry 1. Alright, so we get Poison the Cup. Looks almost like an Amonkhet style card there. And another Stronghold there. And we get a Dwarven Hammer. I love the flavor of it. And our rare is Calamity Bearer. So this is one that if, there you go. A giant you control would deal damage to a permanent or player deals double that damage instead. So, I mean, the body is really good on this, right? Because even on its own, it deals 3/4, it deals double damage. So it is not the worst on rate, on just looking at itself. So again, one of those cards that I would like, if you're looking at it like 5-10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, that's going to be one of the best cards in the set. I mean, like essentially a 6/4. And if you have other giants, like makes them all better. Like the rate is really good, but then jump to current day Magic and it's just it's questionable. So you have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're gonna go 10 off, and then we get our 3. Okay. So this is kind of like an icy manipulator, I guess, kinda, but it's snowy. And then Usher of the Fallen. So this seems like a pretty decent curve filler for any kind of white aggro deck. And we get Ajar, the Freezing Flame. Nice. And I already know what this one is because we opened it already. Cosmina. So a pretty awesome card. And I get a Snow-Covered Swamp. I do like the full art ones from Modern Horizons, but man, those ones look really nice too. I mean, I'm partial to the Cold Snap too. I mean, all the snow-covered lands look pretty sweet, but all right, let's get to our uncommons. So, Art Slay the Trolls. Sorry, Arnie. And we get a Replicating Ring. That's a lot of text. Game's starting to turn into Yu-Gi-Oh, I think. Alright, there's Path of the World Tree. So this one's interesting, and I think it's not a bad card, right? It's a little more expensive, obviously, to go get the basic land, but then you get that, kind of a crazy ability at the bottom, right? It's almost like it's a, one of those expensive spells that has like a million different things it does. I'm blanking on the name right now. And we hit a green-blue pathway. Very nice. I don't know why I just had that brain part there. It's the Grixis one is like really popular from before, and they just did a new cycle of them for the Abzan and all the other cons ones. What are they called? They're like really expensive spells that have a big effect. I'm sure you're all like, yeah, you idiot. Yeah. Alright. So you have Giant's Amulet. The 3 seasons. So I do like that it says mill 3 cards. That is pretty awesome. That is fun. Okay, and we get our Jorn, God of Winter. So this is the card when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Because it attacks and taps all snow permanents you control. And then, you get the flip side where you get to play stuff in your graveyard. Don't know if it's actually going to be any good. It might be, it might not be. I mean, a Giant Ox is our foil. It's... I don't know. It's a cool card, but is it going to be good enough? Like a Sultai Snow deck? Probably not. I mean, it does have to attack, which is kind of rough. Oh, look at that bear token. Probably should be looking to see if we get any. I don't know if there's any alternate art cards in there, but just in case. I don't know. I just don't know if it's good enough. Like, if there's enough stuff to do with it. Or it's going to just be meh. Alright, so we have to Death Touch people out, or with poison. Alright, and Glimpse the Cosmos. And our rare is Icebreaker Kraken. Or Kraken. Probably Kraken. Yeah, this card's really cool. Sweet payoff for snow decks, for sure. Essentially, it's cost 12, but in a snow deck, right, when you're everything snow, it's going to cost only 6. Yeah, I don't know if we've hit a mythic yet. I don't think between this and my other, like any other product I've opened up so far, I don't think I've hit a... Okay. No, okay. I don't think I've hit a mythic yet. So that's a lot of packs I've gone through not to hit a mythic. So that's a little concerning. Alright, and our rare is Ascendant Spirit. Speaking of snow payoffs, here's the other one, the Figure of Destiny for snow. Again, a cool card. When I saw it, I liked it. The more I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to do enough, though. It's a lot of mana to invest and just have it die. Especially with things like Bone Crusher Giant running around. And we have a foil Roots of Wisdom. So it looks like one of the mill cards for green, the mulch style. Mills 3, then returns a land or elf card from your graveyard to your hand if you can't draw a card. So I like that they're having the alternate text on there too, so that it's not completely a whiff. Even if you do, if you do miss on it, they're trying to make it playable, I guess. All right, Rune of Speed. Probably not bad. Forging of the Tyrite Sword. So create a treasure token, and you get to search. Oh, that's pretty cool. Tutors up the god. And our rare is the Bloody Masker. So this is the big payoff for Berserkers. Makes a Berserker, and then draws you a card, and then you get a bunch of mana for Berserker. So nice. And then we get our Zombie Berserker token. That's cool. Reminds a little bit of like old school Magic art. I mean, that's one complaint I do have about modern Magic art. I mean, I do appreciate that everything looks coherent and it's part of the same world, etc., etc., etc. But there's just something about the contrasting styles of Magic art that you kind of miss now. Everything kind of looks the same. Kind of has kind of almost like a, sometimes it kind of tends to have like almost like a bland look to it, like there's no chances being taken, or I don't know. I'm no art critic or anything, but Welpenbow, I like to play with that. The Dwarven Axe. Okay, here we go. Cyclone Summoner. So a big 7/7 giant. And our foil is Rune of Might. Look, it looks almost like Garrick. Oh, this is a really nice angel token, though. I like the wings art. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably in the minority on that. You know, and that I do like some stuff looking a little bit different, and you know, I can even appreciate stuff that maybe isn't necessarily something I like some of the secret layers, but you know, somebody else might like it, like the tattoo art and things like that. I'm glad they do them. Ooh, we get a Svella Ice Shaper Troll Warrior. So that's pretty cool art. I like the alternate frame, so that's our third. Our first, that's on a rare. And our rare is Dream Devourer. And I was watching somebody play this card, and it does look pretty sweet. You know, it may not look like much, especially like if you're mana screwed. It does a lot. Being able to just cheaply throw your stuff out there. And the fact that it's not dependent on the demon even living. So if they kill it off, then you're still fine. Like, you're like, okay, cool. The fact that it can allow you to play like your 5-drop on turn, you know, for 2 mana, and the next turn for 3 is it's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, we got another Trickster's God Heist, Battle Shield Warrior, and our rare is our first Mythic. Finally, we get the Time Walk. So this is a pretty cool Foretell card, in that you know, the cost is, because usually the cost is kind of tacked on with the Foretell. But in this case, it's actually more expensive to foretell it because it ends up only being 6 mana. So they've kind of recognized the additional cost is needed on a card like that. Making only 5 mana would be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of gun shy about Time Walks after. After a certain buy a box promo came a little bit too good and kind of annoying, the fact that it shuffled in. So this one exiled though, so we're good. So provoke the trolls, provoke them, and our rare is we get a full art Kaldheim Unleashed. So this is the big Foretell card. And wow, very nice. That's cool that you can get a full art like that in the box. So there's our second Mythic, and we get a treasure token. Yeah, I don't know if this one's going to be any good or not. Like, I feel like I'm saying that about a lot of cards, but I don't know if the rate is quite as good. I mean, the upside is you get like a Sarah Angel for 4 mana, right? Because you get a 4/4 white angel warrior token with flying and vigilance. So, you know, at worst you get a 4/4 for 4. There's our stuff there. Okay, let's go through the uncommons now. You know, whether it's going to be a game breaker, I don't know, but certainly cool. And then that completes my set of Binding of the Old Gods. Very nice. And our rare / mythic is Torite Sanctum. So it's a god infused uncommon land, or rare land, I should say. Sometimes those cards work out. This one, probably not, but you know, looks fun, very flavorful. I'm sure there's probably a good flavor reason why it exists. Alright, so we hit Hailstorm Valkyrie, so I think that means we get an extra card in the pack. So, we get Morite of the Frost, Changeling, Clone, and we get Avalanche Caller. Oops, sorry about that. And our rare is Draugr Necromancer. Pretty cool. Lots of text again, like a lot of cards. And our foil is Vega the Watcher, so our little bird spirit. So whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. That's potentially pretty good. I could see that being played in some decks. You know, the obvious implication being in this set is the being foretell. But I like that when they can create cards like that are about the mechanic, but they also have applications potentially outside that. If somebody builds a casual deck with it, or even a constructed deck. So here's another alternate art card. So Furja, Judge of Valor. So it looks like it's an angel. And look at that, the skulls on it. That is really quite creepy. I like it. And our rare is... Nope, sorry. Our rare is another Graven Lore. So good for those snow decks. If they exist, they will probably love that card. Now, I'm wondering if snow is going to be one and done, or potentially going to see more snow in the feature set. Because the way this usually works is, usually before times when we had more sets in the blocks, we would get, a couple sets of that. Ooh, now we get Narfi, Betrayer King. I like the art. Again, Zombie Wizard. It looks a little bit of a Snow Lord. You get multiple sets to kind of flesh out the mechanic like Snow, but in this case we don't have that luxury. So it's all kind of hit or miss now. It's all either here or it's not. Spectral Steel. And our rare is Elvish Warmaster. So if there isn't going to be any kind of competitive standard elf deck, I think it's going to involve that gentleman right there. So whenever one or more elves enter the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. This ability only triggers once each turn. So kind of restriction placed on it. We don't have any kind of crazy shenanigans, which means it's probably often a pretty good ability if that's on it. Okay, one. Alright. And we get our regular Furja, Judge of Valor. Alright, so that's our first uncommon. So our second one is a Giant's Amulet, followed up by a Poison in the Cup. Alright, so we're going to get a foil. Okay, we got King Narfi's Betrayal. This is our rare, and our foil is... There you go, Savala Ice Shaper. So we get a foil alternate art card there. Pretty sweet. I wonder if they'd ever consider just doing a set of Magic just like this, rather than like doing the regular frame. Just replacing the regular cards with that. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I'm guessing purists might not like it, but it'd be kind of cool. And then we go Vega the Watcher. So there's our owl and its alternate art frame. And we get the Great Hall of Starnheim and the Runed Crown. So I'm guessing there's something to do with the runes. All right, and our rare is Reflecting of Lijara. So allows you to choose creature types and have some fun with them. So I'm still holding out. We've hit 2 mythics so far, so we still got a few packs left. So hopefully we get some real headliners here, because so far I've not been super blown away. The first pack though, the foil bindings, it's pretty awesome. Frostbite, it's good uncommon. Okay, so we get there 3 seasons. 3 seasons. Rune of Speed. Skemfar Shadow Sage. And our rare is another Doomscar. I should say my first Doomscar in this box. Yeah, Doomscar is going to be one of those cards where it's like... It's one thing I don't like playing against control. It's like, now you know, it's like, okay, is it the draw card? Is it the counter spell? Is it the border wipe? I mean, it's not as bad as playing against like Settle the Wreckage, where it was just like, it's like, I play around the Settle, do I get blown out? Do I just play around the whole game? You don't even have it in your deck. Like, I hated that card gave you so much value for not even needing it in your deck. Like, 4 mana up, well, you could have a Settle the Wreckage. Better play around it. And then you don't, and then you just get blown out. You're like, Feel bad, man, feel bad. All right, so our Runeforged champion. So this looks like a kind of like a stone forge for runes, and our beautiful snow-covered island. Ooh. All right, we're getting to the point right now where we can just stack them all. And see how many packs it takes to get our third mythic. They're becoming fast and furious. This box is going to get salvaged here because I'm happy with the way the packs are laid out and so far with our lack of mythic pulls. Alright, alright, and our rare is Waking the Trolls. So this is an interesting one. So you destroy a land, return a land, and then you get a big, you get a large amount of trolls depending on the difference of lands you have, which is hopefully after blowing up and returning lands is a decent amount. But you never know, right? We get our Cardur, the Doomsday Scourge. Goes there. All right. And our rare is... Oh. There we go. Now our rare is Tundra Fumarole. So I think this card's pretty decent, right? Because it deals 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker, and then you add colorless for each snow spent to cast this until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as phases steps end. So, you know, essentially it could be free given the right circumstances, right? And our foil Gold Maw champion. I peeked at the symbol. See if I hit our foil rare in the box, which we have not. It's okay, we can still hit our Valky and our Vorniflex. So there's a foraging. Foraging we go. Alright, Fearless Liberator. And Avalanche Color. And our rare is Blood in the Snow. So this is kind of like the board wipe. Kind of for snow decks. Pretty sweet. And Snow Mountain. Or Snow Island, I should say. Yeah, what is it? Wow, I looked below. It was an island. Snow-covered island. Alright, so. Alright. Let's flip it and rip it. No, I'm just kidding. I just play flip. I've never ripped Magic cards unless they were bad ones that I had a million copies of. Alright, we know it's a green card, so we get Kolvori, God of Kinship. That's our rare. And no foily. So we get a Rhinewood Falls. It's cool that they're using the lands part of the pack to also include dual lands. Though I can imagine in like draft it can be kind of annoying if you have to end up playing like an off-color land. That's not one you're going to be playing. Okay, so we get a Invasion of the Giants. You know, if you're just playing like red-green, you need like a blue-green snow land. It's like it's my tapped snow land. But if it's in your colors, you're probably loving it, right? Alright, Boreal Outrider wants to go flying. Vengeful Reaper. And our mythic is Vargoth, Blood Sky Sire. We get a foil Immerstrom Raider to go along with another Rhinewood Falls. It'd be cool to see what the foil looks like with that snow treatment.